Hey guys, for this week's theme, I guess, was talk about whatever you wanted. So, on Monday, Emily uploaded a video about tips and tricks, maybe, of how to survive Warped Tour. So, that got me thinking about just going to concerts in general and some of the etiquette that kind of goes along with it that you should know. So, I'm going to give you a list of things I think you should do or should not do when you go to a concert. So, here they are. Alright. When we're all standing there, it's one big group waiting for the bands to come on, and everybody's up front, ready to go. Once the band starts, please do not use the person in front of you as a stripper pole. I had this happen at All Time Low. It's the one time I can remember it happening the worst. The girl behind me was all up in my business, and it just was awkward. I mean, don't be all up in my business. I don't like it. And it was crowded the way it was, and she was just all over me. So, to put this short, leave at least a little bit of room for a bubble. And it doesn't have to be, full bubble, but if there's a lot of body contact and it's not incidental, back up a little bit, please. When the bands start and it gets closer and closer to the headliner, people start to push. Please don't push. People get hurt that way, and it's just not fun. And that also leads to what I talked about before about the stripper pole. Yeah, when the girl's matched up against you, there's nothing really she can do other than scream and get back. When we were at All Time Low again, I don't know how many times it happened. About halfway through the summer set into All Time Low, people were pushing really bad. And I know there was a couple of times, and I think a couple for Tiffany too, where people were pushing so bad that we were being shoved up on the stage halfway. Just our upper half that was like above the stage was going on, and then the bottom half was there, which made it hurt really bad, and I didn't feel good afterwards. I thought I had injured myself really bad, but it turns out I was just really dehydrated. That's another thing. Drink water before you go. Don't think, oh, I'm going to limit my liquids because I don't want to have to go to the bathroom in the middle. Drink, because you're going to get sick. I got really sick because of it. But that's a side note. Back to don't pushing. I know that during the summer set, during their set, Brian said, guys, take a step back. People are getting hurt. People are starting to get hurt. And people listen for about 10 seconds. They took a step back and then come right back forward. So don't push. If you see someone that's pushing, or if you feel people pushing, push back. It's the only thing I can say is push back and yell at them. Just don't. People get hurt that way, and it makes it a very, very bad concert experience, and nobody wants that. This kind of goes along with don't pushing. It's kind of, I guess, I don't know. But the people that are in the front row are there for reasons that you didn't have, I guess. Basically, they either got meet and greet because they joined the fan club, or they got there 10 hours before ahead of time, where first 5 people in line, they deserve to be in the front row. You that got there an hour before doors do not deserve to be in the front row, so do not push your way to the front row. That's just common sense. The people that are there for a reason. Let them have it. And maybe next time you'll learn to get there 10 hours before ahead of time. Okay, guys. In the event someone falls, or people start shoving and someone falls, or starts to fall, if they fall, try to pick them back up. Try to, stick your hand down, grab them, yank them back up. Or if they seem to be getting up on their own, kind of clear it out, let them get back up, and then we can go right back to having fun. By not doing this, people get trampled and hurt. I know from experience. At Theory of a Dead Man, I went up for a drumstick at the end of the night like a dumb butt, not thinking, and the girl in front of me really wanted the drumstick. So she, as I put it, butt checked me, I guess. I don't know. She stuck her butt out, and I'm not expecting it, and I go backwards and start stumbling and then falling over. And my friend Chrissy, who was with me, could not stop me because she was being shoved herself and kind of moved around and freaking out because I'm going over. The guy behind me that was drunk and high grabbed my arm and just kind of ripped me back onto my feet. Actually, I think he kind of grabbed me and kind of threw me forward into the girl that knocked me over originally, who got the drumstick, by the way. If it hadn't have been for him, I would have gotten trampled. And the only injury I had was when he grabbed my arm, he grabbed really hard, and so it left a bruise, sort of, kind of. So my arm hurt the next day, and I was really tired. But he saved, me from being trampled on and really having to explain my dad why I was there. Which, if you guys some of you guys don't know about it, but I think Tiffany knows about my dad. Yeah. And all, just don't push. People get hurt. And if they fall, they come back up. In the event that pushing happens, which it always does, and someone falls, which usually happens, and someone gets hurt, clear the space out. Let the people get there that need to be there to help the person out. And then don't disrespect them. Example, all-time low again. During the Somerset set, a girl, I think she got stepped on, and then at the same time people were pushing, and it, if I remember, I think she broke her ankle or sprained it really bad. And Brian saw what happened, stopped the show, and he, he's like, hey, this girl needs help, and he gave her some water, and I know all of All Time Low's crew was coming, and a lot of security, and everything was coming to help the girl out, and some butts, because I don't know how to bleep, started singing Happy Birthday to Josh, which is totally disrespectful, and Brian called him out on it. And I was pissed. Don't disrespect the person, during sporting events. If someone gets hurt, everybody goes quiet, and, the players hit one knee, or they just kind of clear the field, everybody's quiet. And then when the person gets up or when they're carted off, everybody claps. That's respect. That's respect. Singing Happy Birthday is disrespect. And it kind of made me feel really bad for the girl because, it was in Omaha. It's in my state, at my venue, in the town I always see concerts in. It just made me feel like now the Somerset and probably and most likely All Time Low have this image of Omaha being a bunch of disrespectful people, and we're not. We're super nice, and we told Brian on that on Twitter. I don't know if it got through to him, but we told him that we're a bunch of respectful people, that we don't really do this. It's just a bunch of drunk people that were probably from a different state. So to sum all that up, if someone gets hurt, have respect for them. Little side note, while I was talking about the Somerset in Omaha, they just tweeted about coming to Omaha for the Wake Up and Be Awesome tour. So, kind of ironic, I guess. I don't know. Okay, guys. When you're at a concert and it's at the end of the certain band's set, or during the show, guitar players, and sometimes the bass player, throw out guitar picks, or drumsticks in the drummer's case at the end. If someone catches it or has it under their foot or down their shirt, it's theirs. Don't steal it from them, because that's just me. For example, when I saw Boys Like Girls here at Wayne, I caught a drumstick I can't think of his name now. John, yeah. John threw out into the crowd. I caught it, but two fat guys turned me into a sandwich with me in the middle, and I dropped the drumstick because I was concerned about my well-being, and so I didn't get it, and I was kind of hurt. And before that, I don't know who it was, if it was Martin or if it was Paul, threw a pick out into the crowd, and it went under my, I caught it under my shoe, because it fell on the ground and I stepped on it. And when I bent down to get it, some girl started kneeing me in the head. I didn't get the guitar pick, because I was concerned about getting a concussion. So, just be nice. Another example of people being mean is when me and my friend Katie went to see Mayday and We the Kings, Downtown Fiction, and Ann Arbor in Omaha at the waiting room. And some girl behind me, being dumb, yelled, "Can I have a pick?" And wow, I'm really forgetting names today. Hunter threw some picks out into the crowd to try to get one to the girl. Well, he missed, and one of them went down my friend Katie's shirt, or was going down her shirt, and the girl behind us was gonna reach down her shirt and grab it. That is inappropriate. And so, me being her friend, I reached over and grabbed it real quick, because she didn't quite realize what was about to happen, and because me reaching down her shirt is a lot different than a strange person reaching down her shirt. So, if a guitar pick is going down someone's shirt, don't grab it. It's just rude and kind of weird. When I saw Theory of a Dead Man, I caught a Tri-City Devils pick, fair and square. And it was kind of one of those where he threw it out in the crowd, and I reached out, and it just kind of landed in my hand, and I grabbed it. Well, some guy behind me was like grabbing onto my hand, trying to take it out of my hand. I proceeded to throw quite a few elbows, and I have the guitar pick. At All Time Low, one of the picks I have at Jack's, I took out of his hand while fighting with the girl that was using me as a stripper pole for it. And there was no way I was letting her have this. And I got another one that he dropped, or he knocked off or something on his mic stand. And the only reason I got two was because I was going to give it to my roommate for Christmas. But then she didn't really want it, so I have two of Jack's picks. Last one here. When I went to see Every Avenue with Anna for the very last time, they handed these out at the end of the set, so no one fought over them. That is really sad. They actually have to come out and hand guitar picks, so no one gets hurt fighting over them. That was really smart, but it's really kind of saddens me that they have to do that, so that way people don't get hurt. So, yeah. Last but not least, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, kind of, sort of, I guess. Screaming, "I love you" to the band. We all love them, or have some kind of like or love for them, or we wouldn't be there. You don't have to profess your love for them. That's what meet and greet's for, or write them a letter, or spam them on Twitter, which is not fun, but still. It's just really annoying, especially when you're like all up in my business and you're screaming, "I love you, Jack," over the top of me and into my ear, and it's just annoying. Most likely they have the in-ear monitors in, so they cannot hear you. So it's to no use. And you also ruin some recordings if it's, for example, like Therapy. When Alex is singing Therapy and you hear someone randomly yell, "I love you, Jack," and Jack's not even on the stage at the time. It's really annoying, and it just one of my pet peeves. This kind of goes along with the professing your ever love for them. Don't, in the middle of like a slow acoustic song, start talking on your cell phone or any kind of talking. Example, when I went to see Every Avenue for the last time, during a slow song, it was all quiet, you know, we were kind of swaying along, you know, phones out to set the mood, and this girl's like, oh my god, they're playing that song, you remember that song? Oh my god, it was so awesome. And Dave, the lead singer, goes, really? Right now? And we all kind of turn around and stare at her, and she's like, what? And keeps on talking on the phone. Finally, I don't know, it was the guy with Christian, their girl that was with Christian, their tech, walks over and is like, hey, shut the freak up. Or take it outside, or over by merch. You don't need to be doing this during the calm, you know, emotional acoustic song. But by that point, it had been ruined. So if you get an important phone call in the middle of a slow song, or even during the concert, leave the space so you don't ruin anybody else's time. Nobody else wants to hear you talking about, oh my god, you know, I bought this shirt then, and blah blah blah. It's really annoying, and a lot of people don't like it, including the bands. Another thing, respect the crew. They're out there, they're the ones that make this happen. They make sure the shows go off without a hitch. Don't disrespect them. Don't beg for pics. Even though I have a little bit of a story, I guess at all-time low, this pic was laying on the ground. It's just a generic pic, and I wanted it, and no one would give it to me, and I guess I was being a little annoying. You know, hey, can you get that for me? You know, can you get that for me? Can you get that for me? And I finally got it only because I screamed and when Flies picked it up. So don't beg the crew for pics. Also, don't ask them for a picture. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you know, Matt Fleisig is so grumpy because he's, you know, all the time. Well, when you got a whole bunch of fans like, hey Matt, can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? While he's trying to do his job, don't ask him for it. I mean, just don't. Now, after the show, or if he's not busy or doing anything like that, you can ask him then, and if he says no, don't get offended. You know, if the crew member says no, don't get offended. So, yeah. Those are my tips on how to behave at a concert, or some, you know, concert etiquette, with a couple tips thrown in there too. So I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Bye! I don't have a broken finger.